Imagine waking up each day with the clear feeling that success is not a far-off dream, but something that you are already living. In this video, you will learn how to act as if you already have everything you want. And the simple truth is that your actions and your attitude today set the stage for the life you experience tomorrow. The message is clear. Stop waiting for the perfect moment or for that magical sign and start taking real, confident steps toward your goals. When you choose to behave like your success is already here, you begin to change how you think, feel, and act. And soon, you will notice that the opportunities you once thought were out of reach start to come to you. This video shows you that every small decision matters. Every word you speak, every step you take, and every effort you make can turn the life you dream about into the life you live. You will discover how to replace hesitation with determination and how to break free from the cycle of waiting for things to happen. Instead, you will see how the simple act of moving forward with confidence builds momentum that carries you closer to your goals. When you act as if success is already part of your everyday life, you naturally invite progress and new opportunities into your world. I will guide you through practical ideas that help you understand that your inner strength and the energy you bring each day are the real keys to achieving greatness. This isn't about waiting for the stars to align or for the right moment to appear. It's about stepping into your potential now. You'll hear clear, straightforward advice on building habits that support your dreams, making decisions that move you forward, and embracing every challenge with the belief that you are already where you want to be. Stay with me, because what you're about to learn will empower you to take charge of your life and start living the success you deserve. Number 1, your actions shape your reality. Your life right now is the result of the actions you've been taking every single day. It's not about luck. It's not about fate. It's about what you do, how you move, and the choices you make. If you want something different, you have to start acting differently. If you want to change your life, change your actions first. Because here's the truth. Your actions shape your reality, not the other way around. Most people are waiting for something to happen before they start acting differently. They say, once I get that job, then I'll start working harder. Or once I have more money, then I'll start being responsible. Or once I feel more confident, then I'll start putting myself out there. But that's the biggest mistake you can make. If you wait for success before you act like a successful person, you'll never get there. If you wait to feel ready before you start, you'll stay stuck where you are. Everything changes when you flip that mindset. You don't wait for success, you create it. You don't wait for confidence, you build it. You don't wait for opportunities. You act as if they're already yours, and because of that, they start appearing in your life. The way you carry yourself, the way you show up, the way you think and behave, these things determine what kind of life you will have. Think about it. Have you ever seen someone who seems to attract success? Someone who walks into a room and immediately commands respect. Someone who seems to have everything going for them. That's not luck. That's not random. That's the result of how they carry themselves, how they speak, how they think. They act like they belong. And because of that, the world treats them as if they do. Now, imagine the opposite. Imagine someone who constantly doubts themselves, who hesitates, who waits for permission to take action. What happens to them? People don't take them seriously. Opportunities don't come their way. They stay stuck in the same place because their actions keep them there. The biggest shift you can make in your life is to start acting like the person you want to become right now. Not tomorrow. Not when things are perfect. Not when you feel like it. Right now. Because the way you act today is shaping the life you'll have tomorrow. If you act like someone who is confident, successful, and disciplined, over time, that's exactly what you will become. If you act like someone who is lost, unmotivated, and stuck, that's what you will stay. If you want to be financially successful, you don't wait until you have money to start managing it wisely. You start now. You start being responsible with every dollar. And that habit leads to wealth. If you want to be in great shape, you don't wait until you feel motivated to start exercising. You get up and do it. And eventually it becomes part of who you are. If you want to be respected, you don't wait for people to respect you first. You carry yourself with respect, and others will follow. It all starts with you. No one is going to come and hand you confidence, discipline, or success. No one is going to give you permission to start living the life you want. You have to decide that for yourself. You have to act as if you already have it. And when you do, your reality starts to shift. This is where most people fail. They keep telling themselves they need to feel ready before they take action. But let me tell you something. You're never going to feel completely ready. And that's okay. You don't have to feel ready. You just have to act. You just have to start moving in the right direction. The feeling comes later. The confidence builds over time. The success follows the effort. When you wake up tomorrow, don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for a sign. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Decide that you're going to act like the person you want to become. Decide that you're going to take control of your life. Decide that you're going to carry yourself like someone who is already winning. Because the way you act today will shape your reality tomorrow. If you keep showing up as the best version of yourself, day after day, it won't be long before the world starts recognizing it too. Opportunities will start opening up. People will treat you differently. Your results will start changing. But it all begins with you. It begins with how you act, how you think, and how you show up in your own life. Stop waiting for something to change. You are the one who has to change. Stop waiting for success. You have to start creating it. Stop waiting for permission. You already have everything you need to take action. Your life is a reflection of what you do every single day. So if you want something different, start acting like it now. Because the truth is, your actions shape your reality. Not luck, not circumstances, not waiting. What you do today is building your future. The only question is, are you acting like the person you want to be? If not, now is the time to start. Number 2, reprogram your mind for success. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. It can build you up or break you down. It can lead you to success, or it can keep you trapped in the same cycle, year after year. The difference between those who achieve their goals and those who don't isn't just hard work, it's how they think. The way you think controls everything. It shapes your decisions, your habits, your confidence, and your future. If you don't take control of your mind, your life will stay the same. But if you reprogram your mind for success, you can create any future you want. Most people don't realize this, but your mind has been programmed since the day you were born. Every experience, every piece of advice, every failure, every doubt, it's all shaped the way you think. And here's the problem. Most of that programming isn't designed for success. Maybe you were taught to play it safe. Maybe you were told to be realistic. Maybe you grew up around people who didn't believe success was possible for them. So now, you don't fully believe it's possible for you either. That programming runs deep. It affects the way you see opportunities. It affects the way you see yourself. And if you don't change it, it will keep you stuck in the same place. But here's the good news. Your mind can be reprogrammed. You are not stuck with the beliefs, habits, and doubts you have right now. You can train your mind to work for you instead of against you. You can remove the old thoughts that hold you back and replace them with thoughts that push you forward. And once you do that, everything changes. You start making better choices. You start seeing opportunities instead of obstacles. You stop hesitating and start taking action. It all starts with awareness. You have to pay attention to what you tell yourself every single day. Are you constantly doubting yourself? Are you telling yourself you're not good enough? Are you talking yourself out of taking risks? Most people do this without even realizing it. They kill their own potential with negative thoughts before they even take the first step. And the worst part is, they don't even question it. They just accept it as truth. But it's not the truth. It's just programming. And you can change it. Every time a negative thought enters your mind, you have to challenge it. If your mind says, I'm not good enough, stop and ask yourself, who told me that? Where did that thought come from? Is it actually true? Or is it just something I've repeated so many times that I started believing it? Because the reality is, most of the limits in your mind aren't real. They're just stories you've been telling yourself. And if you change the story, you change your reality. Once you start breaking down those old thoughts, you need to replace them with new ones. You need to start feeding your mind with things that push you towards success. That means surrounding yourself with people who think bigger. That means reading books, watching videos, and listening to things that expand your mindset. That means training yourself to think like a successful person before you even become one. Because the truth is, Success starts in the mind long before it shows up in real life. Look at anyone who has built something great. They didn't wait until success came before they believed it was possible. They believed first. They trained their mind to see opportunities, to take risks, to stay focused. They made success non-negotiable in their thoughts before they ever saw it in their reality. And because of that, they took the actions that led them there. The reason most people fail isn't because they aren't capable. It's because they've programmed their mind for failure without even realizing it. They focus on what's wrong. They focus on what they don't have. They focus on their doubts. And because of that, they never take the action needed to win. But the people who succeed, they focus on solutions. They focus on growth. They focus on the future they want to create. And because of that, they move differently. They talk differently. They behave differently. And their results reflect that. If you want to reprogram your mind for success, you have to be intentional. You have to be disciplined about what you allow into your thoughts. Every time you catch yourself thinking small, correct it. Every time you start doubting yourself, stop and reframe it. Instead of saying, I don't know if I can do this, start saying, I will figure this out. Instead of saying, I've never done this before, start saying, I'm learning, and I'm getting better every day. These small changes in thought lead to massive changes in action, and massive action leads to massive results. You don't have to stay stuck in old patterns. You don't have to repeat the same year over and over again. You don't have to be limited by the thoughts and beliefs you grew up with. You can reprogram your mind. You can train yourself to think differently. And once you do that, your entire life will follow. Because success doesn't start with luck. It doesn't start with circumstances. It starts with the way you think. And if you take control of that, you take control of everything. Number 3. Stop seeking permission to be great. Nobody is going to give you permission to be great. Nobody is going to tap you on the shoulder one day and say, now is your time. If you're waiting for someone to tell you that you're ready, you're going to be waiting forever. If you're waiting for the perfect moment, it will never come. And if you're waiting for approval, you'll never start. Because the truth is, the world does not hand out permission slips for success. You have to take it. You have to decide for yourself that you are enough, that you are capable, that you are worthy of everything you want. And when you finally stop waiting for permission, your whole life will change. Most people live their entire lives asking for permission without even realizing it. They wait for someone to validate their dreams. They wait for someone to say, yes, you're good enough. They wait for the right circumstances, the right timing, the right support. And because of that, they stay stuck. They never take the risk. They never start the business. They never chase the dream. Not because they can't, but because they think they need someone else to say, go for it. But here's what you have to understand. The people who succeed in life are the ones who decide for themselves. They don't ask, am I ready? They decide they are. They don't wait for approval. They approve of themselves. They don't seek permission. They claim what is theirs. Think about how much time you've already wasted waiting for the world to confirm that you're good enough. Think about all the ideas you've had, all the moments you've felt inspired, only to hesitate because you weren't sure if you had the right to go after them. How many times have you wanted something but held yourself back because you thought, who am I to do this? That thought alone has stopped more people from succeeding than anything else. But let's be clear about something. The people who make it in life are not the ones who wait. They are the ones who step forward before they feel ready. They move before they have all the answers. They act before they feel qualified. Because they know that success is not about waiting, it's about doing. If you keep waiting for the right moment, you'll wake up one day and realize that you've been waiting your whole life. The people who get ahead are not the most talented, the most connected, or the luckiest. They are the ones who move. They are the ones who stop asking, stop waiting, and start acting. They are the ones who look in the mirror and say, I don't need anyone to tell me I can. I'm going to show them I can. And that mindset makes all the difference. Think about the most successful people you admire. Do you think they had a perfect plan before they started? Do you think they had everyone cheering them on? Do you think they were given a golden ticket to success? Of course not. They faced doubt. They faced fear. They faced people who didn't believe in them, but they moved anyway. They started anyway. They put themselves out there when it was uncomfortable. They took action when nobody was watching. And eventually the world caught up. And here's the truth. Most people won't believe in you at first. They won't support you in the beginning. They won't see your vision like you do. And that's okay. Because your success is not about proving them wrong. It's about proving yourself right. It's about proving to yourself that you are capable, that you are strong, that you are relentless in chasing what you want. And once you stop waiting for permission, once you stop looking for validation, once you stop needing approval, you become unstoppable. Every person who has ever built something great started as a nobody. Every success story began with a decision to go for it, a decision to believe in themselves, a decision to stop waiting for the world to say yes and start saying yes to themselves. If you want to change your life, you have to start making those decisions. You have to start backing yourself. You have to start giving yourself permission. Because nobody else is going to do it for you. What would happen if you just decided that today is the day? What would happen if you stopped waiting and just started? If you stopped worrying about what people think? If you stopped looking for signs and just made your own? The people who succeed are not fearless. They are not special. They are not chosen. They just decided that they didn't need anyone to tell them they could. They gave themselves permission. And that is what separates them from the rest. You don't need permission to go after what you want. You don't need validation to be great. You don't need someone to say you're ready, because you are. And the moment you stop seeking permission, the moment you start acting like your dreams are already yours, that's when everything will start to change. Number 4, match your energy to your goals. The life you want is not waiting for you to catch up. It's moving. It's growing. It's changing. And if you don't match the energy, if you don't rise to the level of your goals, you will always feel stuck, always feel behind, always feel like success is something that belongs to other people. Because it's not just about having a goal. It's about becoming the kind of person who can achieve it. You say you want success. You say you want to build something great. You say you want to change your life. But here's the real question. Does your energy match that goal? Are you acting like someone who is on their way to success? Or are you hoping it will just happen? Most people have big dreams, but they don't back it up with the energy, the discipline, the focus it actually takes to achieve them. They say they want financial freedom, but they still think and act like someone who is broke. They say they want to be in the best shape of their life, but they still move like someone who doesn't care about their body. They say they want a better future, but their daily actions look exactly the same as yesterday. And that's the problem. Success isn't magic. It's not luck. It's not reserved for special people. It's a game of energy. The people who make it are the ones who step into that version of themselves before the world even recognizes them. They don't wait to feel successful before they start working hard. They don't wait to be motivated before they start showing up. They don't wait for proof that they're on the right path. They act like they already belong there. And that shift, that decision to start living at the level of their goals, is what changes everything. Most people underestimate how much energy it actually takes to achieve something great. They think they can move at the same pace, with the same habits, with the same level of effort, and somehow get different results. But nothing changes until you do. If your goal is at level 10, but you're showing up with level 4 energy, you're never going to reach it. It's not because you're not capable, it's because you're not matching the intensity that goal requires. You can't wish for success and work like a beginner. You can't dream about a better life and live like nothing needs to change. You have to raise your energy. You have to raise your standards. You have to show up every single day as if that goal is already yours. Think about it. How does someone who is successful carry themselves? How do they walk? How do they talk? How do they think? They don't hesitate. They don't doubt themselves every step of the way. They don't act small waiting for someone to give them permission. They own it. They move with confidence. They expect success, not because they're arrogant, but because they have already decided that they belong at that level. They do the work before the results show up. And that's what you have to do. You can't wait until you have the money to start thinking like someone who is financially free. You can't wait until you have the perfect opportunity to start acting like someone who takes opportunities. You can't wait until life hands you the perfect circumstances to start living like you deserve better. You have to become the person first. You have to start now. You have to move, think, act, and operate at the level of the goal you say you want. If you want to be successful, then stop moving like someone who is unsure. Stop talking like someone who is doubtful. Stop living like someone who is waiting for a sign. Get up and start moving with purpose. Speak with certainty. Work with intensity. Show up for yourself in a way that forces the world to take you seriously. Because when you start matching your energy to your goals, things start shifting. Opportunities appear. The right people notice. The momentum builds. Not because you're lucky, but because you finally started operating at the level of success you've been asking for. The reason most people stay stuck is because they keep waiting for something to change before they change. But life doesn't work like that. It's not the result that makes you show up differently. It's showing up differently that gets you the result. You don't wait to have the confidence. You act confident now. You don't wait to have the discipline. You build discipline now. You don't wait to feel successful. You act like it now. And when you do, everything shifts. Because the universe, life, whatever you want to call it, responds to energy. And if your energy is small, doubtful, hesitant, unsure, that's exactly what you will get in return. The people who make it, the ones who go from nothing to something, are not the ones who wait. They are the ones who step into their future before it's even real. They act like the person they want to become, long before they have proof that it's working. And because of that, life starts rearranging itself around them. Success doesn't chase them. It meets them at the level they are operating on. So if you're tired of feeling stuck, tired of wondering when it's going to happen for you, tired of waiting for a breakthrough, stop waiting. Stop asking when it's going to happen, and start making it happen. Move like someone who knows they're going to win. Work like someone who refuses to fail. Talk like someone who believes in themselves. Carry yourself like someone who already has what they want. Because the truth is, the moment you start acting like it, the moment you start showing up as that person, success has no choice but to meet you there. Number 5. Make decisions like a successful person. Every decision you make is either pulling you closer to success or pushing you further away. There is no neutral ground. There is no standing still. Every time you decide to hit the snooze button, instead of getting up early to work on your goals, you are making a choice. Every time you put off an opportunity because you're scared, you are making a choice. Every time you let fear, doubt, or laziness control your actions, you are making a choice. And those choices are shaping your future whether you realize it or not. Successful people don't just work harder, they think differently. They don't wait until they feel ready. They don't wait for a sign. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They make decisions that move them forward, no matter how they feel. They decide based on where they want to be, not where they are. They don't make choices like the person struggling. They make choices like the person who is already winning. And that mindset, that ability to make the right decisions even when it's uncomfortable, is what separates them from everyone else. Most people live their lives making decisions based on fear. They don't take risks because they're afraid to fail. They don't invest in themselves because they're afraid to lose money. They don't take action because they're afraid of what people will think. And so they stay exactly where they are, year after year, wondering why nothing ever changes. But successful people don't let fear dictate their choices. They understand that growth is uncomfortable. They understand that every big decision comes with uncertainty. But they make the decision anyway because they refuse to let fear run their lives. If you want to be successful, you have to start making decisions like a successful person. That means you stop overthinking every opportunity and start taking action. That means you stop looking for excuses and start looking for ways to make things happen. That means you stop thinking small and start thinking bigger. Because the truth is, success is not a secret. It's not something only a few lucky people get to have. It's a result of the choices you make every single day. Think about the person you want to become. Think about the life you want to live. Now ask yourself, how does that person make decisions? Do they hesitate? Do they let fear hold them back? Do they waste time waiting for things to be perfect? Or do they trust themselves, take action, and figure things out along the way? When you start making decisions like a successful person, everything shifts. You stop waiting for permission. You stop hoping things will change. You take control. And that's when success starts to happen. Not because you got lucky, not because someone handed you an opportunity, but because you finally started acting like the person who deserves it. So the next time you face a decision, ask yourself, am I choosing like the person who is struggling, or am I choosing like the person who is winning? Because that answer will determine your future. Number 6, work like you're already there. Most people wait for success before they start working like successful people. They wait until they have the title, the paycheck, the recognition, before they take their work seriously, before they give their best effort. But that's exactly why they never get there. Success doesn't come first. The work comes first. You don't wait to be successful to start acting like it. You work like you're already there, and that's what brings success to you. Look around. The people who are at the top, the ones who have built something great, they didn't wait for an invitation. They didn't wait for someone to tell them they were worthy of success. They didn't wait until they had proof it was going to work. No, they started acting like professionals before anyone even noticed them. They showed up early, stayed late, paid attention to details, took every opportunity seriously. They treated every task with excellence, even the small ones, even the ones that seemed like they didn't matter. And because they worked like they had already made it, success had no choice but to catch up to them. Most people have it backward. They say, I'll start working harder when I get the promotion. I'll take my business seriously when I have more customers. I'll act like a leader when I get the title. But that's not how it works. The people who actually get the promotion, who actually build the business, who actually become leaders, they work like it's already theirs before it ever happens. They don't wait for permission. They don't wait for someone to hand them success. They act as if they already belong there, and that's why they do. If you only give half effort because no one is watching, if you cut corners because you don't think it matters, if you show up late, if you don't push yourself because you're still waiting for results, then you are proving exactly why you're not where you want to be. Success doesn't just land in your lap one day. You have to prove you can handle it before it even arrives. You have to work like the person who has already won, because that mindset, that level of effort, is what separates those who get what they want from those who stay stuck wishing for it. And here's the truth. Most people don't want to do that. Most people want success to feel easy. They want to put in the bare minimum and still get rewarded. They want to wait until they feel ready, until it's comfortable, until it's convenient. But the ones who actually make it, they don't wait until they feel ready. They don't wait for things to get easier. They step up before it makes sense. They put in the effort when no one is clapping for them, when no one is watching, when no one believes in them yet. That's the difference. That's the thing that separates those who succeed from those who never move forward. You see, success rewards those who are willing to act like they've already arrived, even when they're still struggling, even when they're still figuring it out. Because when you carry yourself like a winner, you start attracting opportunities that match that energy. When you work like someone who has already made it, you prove that you are ready for more. You prove that you don't need external validation to take your dreams seriously. That's powerful. Imagine two people working in the same company. One of them does only what they're told, just enough to get by, never goes the extra mile, never takes initiative. The other, they take their work seriously. They take responsibility. They think ahead, they handle themselves like a leader, even though they don't have the title yet. Who do you think gets promoted? Who do you think is going to get recognized when opportunities come up? It's not about waiting until you're given the chance. It's about proving you're ready for it before it even arrives. So ask yourself, how would I be working right now if I already had everything I wanted? How would I be showing up if I were already successful? What habits would I have? How would I carry myself? And then do exactly that. Because that is what's going to take you from where you are to where you want to be. The people who win, they don't wait until life hands them success. They act like they belong there long before anyone else believes it. And that's exactly why they do. Number 7. Your words create your world. Most people don't realize that the words they speak are shaping their entire lives. Every single day, the things you say, the way you talk about yourself, the way you describe your future, it's all creating the reality you live in. And the sad truth is, most people are speaking themselves into failure. They say, I'm not good enough. I never get lucky. Nothing ever works out for me. And then they wonder why their life reflects exactly that. They don't understand that their words are programming their mind, reinforcing their beliefs, and setting the tone for how they show up in the world. If you keep saying you're broke, guess what? You're going to stay broke. If you keep saying you're tired, unmotivated, stuck, your mind is going to make sure that's true. The words you use are not just sounds coming out of your mouth. They are commands. They are instructions you are giving to your own mind. And your mind is always listening. If you tell yourself you can't, your mind will agree. If you tell yourself you're not ready, your mind will find ways to prove it. But if you start speaking differently, if you start saying, I am capable, I am strong, I am getting better every single day, then your mind starts finding ways to make that your reality. Look at the people who are successful, confident, achieving big things. They don't walk around talking about what they can't do. They don't constantly complain about their problems. They speak with belief. They say, I will figure it out. I will make this work. I will succeed. And because they speak that way, they think that way. And because they think that way, they act that way. And because they act that way, their life moves in that direction. You see, most people are walking around reinforcing negativity without even realizing it. They joke about being lazy. They casually say things like, I'm just not good at that, or I'll probably fail. And even though they don't mean it seriously, their mind is still taking it in. Their subconscious is recording everything. And over time, those words start shaping their confidence, their choices, their actions. Before they even try, they've already convinced themselves that they won't make it. You have to understand, your words are either lifting you up or tearing you down. They are either pushing you forward or holding you back. And you get to decide which direction they take you. Every single day, you have a choice. You can choose to speak like someone who is stuck, struggling, and defeated. Or you can choose to speak like someone who is growing, improving, and moving forward. If you want to change your life, start by changing the way you talk. Stop saying things that keep you in the same place. Stop reinforcing the negative story you've been telling yourself for years. Stop saying, I can't afford it, and start saying, I am working on increasing my income. Stop saying, I don't have time, and start saying, I will find a way to make time. Stop saying, I'm not good enough, and start saying, I am becoming better every day. Because when you change your words, you change the way you think. And when you change the way you think, you change the way you act. And when you change the way you act, your entire life starts moving in a different direction. This isn't just about being positive. It's not about ignoring reality. It's about training your mind to focus on what's possible instead of what's limiting. It's about building a mindset that pushes you forward instead of holding you back. Because the truth is, your words are not just describing your life, they are creating it. If you tell yourself you are disciplined, you will start acting more disciplined. If you tell yourself you are confident, you will start showing up with confidence. If you tell yourself that success is within your reach, your mind will start finding ways to make that true. But it has to start with you. No one else can do this for you. No one else can change the way you talk to yourself. You have to make the decision to speak differently, to choose words that build you up instead of break you down. And don't just say it once and expect everything to change. This is something you have to do daily. You have to be intentional about the words you use, every single day, over and over again, until your mind starts believing them, until your actions start reflecting them, until your reality starts matching them. Because in the end, your life will always follow the direction of your words. So speak wisely, speak with belief, speak with power, because when you change your words, you change your world. Number 8, winners play the game before they see the score. Most people wait for a guarantee before they take action. They wait for proof that they'll succeed before they commit. They want to see the score before they even start playing the game. And that's exactly why they never win. Because the truth is, winners don't wait for the scoreboard to tell them they're winning. They start playing like winners before the score even exists. They show up, put in the effort, push forward, long before any results show up. They don't sit around asking, will this work? What if I fail? What if nothing happens? They don't waste their energy looking for signs or waiting for the perfect moment. They play the game with full commitment before they ever see the outcome. If you want to achieve something big, you have to act as if success is already on the way. You have to train like a champion before you ever win a championship. You have to work like a millionaire before the money ever shows up. You have to behave like a leader before anyone ever calls you one. Most people don't do this. They hesitate. They overthink. They want to be sure. They want evidence that it's going to work before they invest their time and effort. But that's not how life rewards you. Life rewards those who move first. Those who step forward with belief. Those who don't need confirmation before they act. Imagine two people trying to reach success. One person waits, watches, looks for proof, and never fully commits. The other jumps in, takes risks, learns, adapts, and keeps going. Who do you think will win? It's always the one who plays before the score is even written. Because while one person is waiting for certainty, the other is out there gaining experience, building momentum and getting closer to success with every step. The reason most people don't get what they want is that they hesitate too much. They hesitate to start the business because they're not sure if it will work. They hesitate to invest in themselves because they're not sure if they'll see results. They hesitate to go all in on their dreams because they're afraid of failure. And while they're hesitating, someone else is already out there doing the work. Someone else is taking the leap, learning from mistakes, making adjustments, and getting better every single day. And by the time the hesitant person finally decides to start, they're already behind. You have to understand that success is built on action, not on waiting for reassurance. The most successful people didn't start with guarantees. They started with faith. They didn't know exactly how things would turn out, but they showed up anyway. They played the game before the score was even there. They put in the hours, the sweat, the sacrifice, long before the rewards arrived. Think about an athlete training for a championship. They don't wait until they win a trophy to start training like a champion. They train like one before they ever get recognized. They wake up early, push themselves harder than anyone else, stay disciplined, stay focused, long before they ever step onto a big stage. And because they train like winners, they become winners. Their results catch up to their effort. The same applies to every area of life. If you want to be successful, you have to start acting like it now. Not later, not when things are perfect, not when you have all the answers. Now you have to show up like a winner before you ever see proof that you're winning. You have to carry yourself with confidence before anyone else believes in you. You have to stay committed before the rewards come. That's what separates those who succeed from those who don't. Most people only work hard when they see progress. They only stay motivated when they get results. But winners, they stay consistent no matter what. They put in the work when no one is watching. They grind when there's no applause. They stay focused even when it feels like nothing is happening. And eventually the results start showing up. Not because they waited for them, but because they created them through their actions. If you keep waiting for proof before you commit, you'll never get started. And if you never get started, you'll never win. Success comes to those who move forward before they see the reward. It comes to those who trust the process, who believe in themselves enough to take action, even when the outcome isn't guaranteed. Look around at the most successful people. They all started before they had everything figured out. They started before they were ready. They took risks. They bet on themselves. They moved forward, even when things were uncertain. And because they played the game before they saw the score eventually reflected their efforts. So stop waiting. Stop looking for proof before you commit. Stop hesitating, because you're not sure how things will turn out. If you want to be successful, start acting like it now. Show up with full energy. Put in the work. Stay consistent. Play the game at your highest level before the score even exists. Because if you do that, the results will take care of themselves. Number 9. Master the small things. Own the big things. Most people dream about big success, but they ignore the small details that lead to it. They want the $1 million business, but don't master the discipline of managing $100. They want to be in peak physical shape, but skip the small habits that build strength. Drinking water, stretching, staying consistent. They want to be a leader, but they don't even master the skill of showing up on time. What they don't realize is that success isn't built on massive moments. It's built on the small things done consistently. The tiny decisions, the daily habits, the little disciplines, those are what separate the great from the average. If you master the small things, the big things will take care of themselves. Look at the most successful people in any field. They don't just focus on the big wins. They focus on the little details that others overlook. A world-class athlete doesn't just train hard on game day. They master their sleep, their nutrition, their recovery, their mindset. Every single small piece of their routine is designed for success. A top entrepreneur doesn't just make bold business moves. They master their time management, their ability to focus, their daily execution. They handle the small things with excellence. And that's why they dominate the big things. The mistake most people make is thinking that small things don't matter. They tell themselves, skipping one workout won't hurt, or being 5 minutes late isn't a big deal. But those small choices add up. Success and failure are both built on small things. One just leads to growth, while the other leads to regret. The person who ignores the small disciplines ends up wondering why nothing is working. The person who masters them, they look back in 6 months, a year, 5 years, and they see the massive results that came from consistent effort. Every big thing in life is controlled by the small things. You want financial success? Master the small things. Track your spending. Save consistently. Make wise decisions with even the smallest amounts. You want a strong body? Master the small things. Drink enough water. Eat the right foods. Stay active, even on the days you don't feel like it. You want strong relationships? Master the small things. Communicate. Show appreciation. Be present. Handle conflicts with care. If you can't handle the small responsibilities, how can you expect to handle the big ones? It's easy to say you want success, but the real test is in your daily actions. Are you doing the small things with discipline? Are you treating every task like it matters? Because it does. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. If you're lazy with the little things, that laziness will show up in the big things. If you cut corners when no one is watching, that same mindset will limit you when opportunities come. Winners know that the small things are the foundation of success. They don't ignore them. They take them seriously. They treat every task with the same level of excellence. Whether it's making a sales call, organizing their schedule, or simply making their bed in the morning, they understand that mastery over small things builds the habits, mindset, and discipline needed to own the big things. Imagine two people who both want to build wealth. One ignores the small things. He spends without thinking, doesn't track his money, and waits for a big break to change his life. The other, he treats every dollar with respect. He builds small habits of saving, investing, and learning. Over time, those small habits compound. One person stays broke, always wondering why success isn't coming. The other slowly but surely builds financial freedom, not because of one big lucky moment, but because he mastered the small things first. The same applies to every area of life. If you want a great career, a great body, a great mindset, you have to start with the little things. Show up on time, keep your promises, do your work with focus, train even when no one is watching, be disciplined when it's inconvenient. Because those small habits, they turn into the results you're chasing. The truth is, most people aren't willing to do the small things consistently. They want the reward without the process. They want the success without the discipline. They want the big wins without the small work. But life doesn't work that way. The people who win, the people who achieve greatness, they aren't just focused on the final outcome. They're locked in on the daily execution. They make excellence a habit. They treat every action, no matter how small, as a reflection of who they are. And because of that, they don't just achieve success, they sustain it. So if you want to own the big things in life, start mastering the small things. Start treating every detail like it matters, because it does. The way you handle the little things will determine if you ever get the big opportunities. And when those opportunities come, you'll be ready. Not because you got lucky, but because you built yourself for success. One small decision at a time. Number 10, stop waiting. Move like it's already happening. Most people are stuck in a cycle of waiting. Waiting for the right time. Waiting for the perfect opportunity. Waiting until they feel ready. And because of that, they never start. They never take action. They never move toward what they say they want. They have big dreams, big goals, big plans, but they live like those things are far away, like they'll only start moving once the stars align, once life gives them permission. But that's not how success works. The people who win, the people who achieve, they don't wait. They move like it's already happening. They act as if their success is inevitable. They don't just talk about it. They step into it fully right now. You have to understand something. Waiting is a trap. There is no perfect moment. There is no magical time when everything will feel right. There is only now. And every second you wait, you are delaying your own success. Every time you tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow. I'll do it next week. I'll begin when I have more money, more confidence, more support. You are choosing to stay exactly where you are. The truth is, the only way to get where you want to go is to move like you're already there. Not someday, not eventually. Now, think about the people you admire, the ones who are living at the highest level. Do you think they waited until they felt perfectly ready? No. They started before they felt ready. They made moves when no one believed in them. They built momentum when the odds were against them. They acted like they were already successful, even when they had nothing. Because they knew something most people never understand. Movement creates success. Action builds confidence. The moment you start acting like the person you want to be, you start becoming that person. Most people wait for the motivation to come first. But motivation comes from movement. When you start moving, even in small ways, you build energy. You build momentum. And once you have momentum, everything changes. You stop doubting yourself. You stop making excuses. You stop looking for reasons to delay. And you start looking for ways to accelerate. That's the difference between people who win and people who wish. The winners don't wait for permission, for motivation, for some external push. They create their own momentum by acting now. If you want success, you have to train yourself to move differently. You can't wait until you feel comfortable. You can't wait for the fear to disappear. You can't wait until you have everything figured out. You have to step forward, even when it's uncertain, even when it's uncomfortable, even when you have doubts screaming in your head, because action kills fear. The moment you start moving, fear starts losing its grip. The moment you start making progress, doubt begins to fade. It's not about faking it until you make it. It's about believing it until you achieve it. It's about embodying success now. Speaking like it, working like it, thinking like it, showing up like it. The way you carry yourself matters. The energy you bring to the table matters. If you walk around acting unsure, acting hesitant, acting like you're not quite there yet, the world will reflect that back to you. But if you carry yourself with certainty, if you move like it's already happening, doors start opening, people start paying attention, opportunities start appearing, because confidence attracts success, and confidence doesn't come from sitting still. It comes from taking action. Look at anyone who has ever achieved greatness. They didn't sit around waiting for things to happen. They made things happen. They didn't wait for the world to give them a sign. They decided that their time was now, and they moved like it. They acted like winners before they had proof. They worked like champions before the world recognized them as champions. They bet on themselves before anyone else did. That's why they won. That's why they made it. You have to ask yourself, how much longer are you going to wait? How many more days, weeks, years are you going to spend sitting on your potential? How many more excuses are you going to make? Because the only thing standing between you and where you want to be is your own hesitation. And hesitation is a decision. Every time you hesitate, every time you delay, every time you wait, you are deciding to stay the same. But the second you decide to move, everything changes. The second you start operating like success is already happening. Like your goals are already in motion. Like your dreams are already on their way. You shift the entire game. Your mind shifts, your actions shift, your results shift. And suddenly you're not just talking about success, you're living it. So stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Stop playing small. Move like it's already happening. Work like the opportunity is already yours. Train like you're already the best. Speak like you've already won. Show up like you're already successful. Because the moment you do, the world will start responding to you differently. Success will start chasing you instead of you chasing it. But it all starts with one thing, your decision to move. Now, if you take one thing from this, let it be this. Your future is in your hands. Not in luck, not in waiting, not in hoping that one day things will change. The change happens when you decide to act like the person who already has what they want. Stop second-guessing yourself. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. The only moment you have is right now. So start walking, talking, working, and thinking like the person who has already made it. When you do that, success becomes a matter of time, not a matter of chance. Every choice you make today is shaping your future. Every action you take is either bringing you closer to your goals or keeping you stuck where you are. So choose wisely. Choose to move forward. Choose to act like it's already happening. Because once you do, life will start to meet you halfway. Now go and make it happen.